Do we have Nicholas Moreano?
We do. He is cold at U.S. Bank Stadium.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Look at that backwards hat. Just
Guy's
looking as
just
good as he
so
always does.
fresh.
He looks like he took a shower 10 minutes ago.
NGL.
Did you get a shower in the Bears locker room?
Do I look sweaty or something, or I just look fresh because of a shower? I didn't,
fresh.
though, and it just fresh. I appreciate it. It's no longer cold. I think it just, guys, it got pretty sweaty, though. I'm not going to lie. Earlier, watching that, how that game ended, I thought it was going to be very similar to how Detroit ended, but that wasn't the case, you guys. And I was going around and asking some of the players, not even just really quickly, like, did you think it was going to happen again? And I looked at Jaquan Brisker, and he looked at me. He's like, "Nah, man, we had that. It wasn't going to happen again." You heard also, I think it was Justin Fields, or no, sorry, it was T.J. Edwards also said something similar, like, we just had to finish. So even though maybe everybody else in the stands, probably you guys were thinking maybe it's round two, the Bears players on the field, they never got too high or too low in this game, and maybe that allowed them to actually come away with the victory in this one.
Yeah, Nick, keep painting that picture for us. I mean, was it just euphoria in the locker room? Did they different wins and losses have different vibes? And this just doesn't feel like one that they should have been too excited about. But I mean, you let us know what you saw.
Well, I'll just say, even like standing outside the locker room, they play their music. And then we're waiting to kind of go enter the locker room. And then a whole nother round of music started playing again. So I think this team, considering what had just happened last time they played Detroit, was, kind of feeling themselves a little bit. You go into the locker room, there's a lot of guys that are, have smiles on their faces. People, I think they're still excited about this win. Again, look, guys, a win is a win in the NFL, even if it was not the prettiest way. I think they were happy about ultimately, when it came down to it, for the offense to rebound after having those back-to-back fumbles for Justin Fields, that they were able to come away with ultimately the victory, do enough to execute down the stretch, unlike the game against Detroit, to where they felt good about this. And obviously there's a lot of things that need to be corrected, but there are also a lot of positives from this. But it just seemed like even from before we even got a chance to enter the locker room, They were living it up with the music, had 2 rounds of it, and people were excited.
Who was the happiest guy you talked to, Nick, or saw?
Oh man, Cairo Santos was pretty excited. I think especially after that first field goal that he missed, and I don't know which one of you guys tweeted about my story that came. Oh, I see Greg looking back there. But it ends up that Cairo Santos, scores all the points for the Bears in this one.
Yeah,
actually, Trenton goes
face.
Yeah, well,
Cairo 12, Vikings.
So
10.
So you should
Nick,
be thanking me
undefeated.
because I said you jinxed it, which reverse jinxed it, which got us to win the game. You're welcome.
Good job.
No, yeah, I appreciate it, Greg. Thank you.
Greg
Trenton
math.
Gill was pretty excited too. Trenton was like, "Oh, when is anyone going to ask me the questions?" I held the ball. No one asked Trenton any questions, unfortunately. But it's a tough one. Who's most excited?
Touchback. Sorry.
Legitimate too. TJ Edwards, I think TJ Edwards had another great game, you guys. Like, he continues, I think, just a great season. But a play that we'll have to dive in deeper, where he follows, I believe it's a running back out to the boundary and makes a tackle onto the sideline. Like, Matt Eberflus highlighted that play in his post-game press conference. It was a big play, and that was just TJ Edwards said it was just something that they had game plan, that they knew going into this game, that he had to follow the backer and just be in the right place, right time, and the hustle. He said because of how we hustle and go to the ball, good things happen. So I know we always point at the hits principles and it's not showing up. That was a play where it really did show up, and it showed up in a really crucial moment for the Bears.
Yeah, because Hoge highlighted it when we were watching. They were playing man coverage, and TJ had to chase all the way from one side of the field all the way other, because they put his man in motion, pre-snap in the backfield. So he didn't just chase him to the sideline. He had to chase him from one side of the field all the way to the other.
And it's 3rd and 6. He gets him out of bounds. They go for it on 4th down. He gets the interception on the very next play. So Now, granted, technically he should have knocked that one down, but it was a nice play by Jaylen Johnson to get that ball up in the air. Hey, Nick, what did DJ Moore have to say about his, I guess we could call it the game-winning catch, that route that was run there? And then is he okay? He was getting checked out on the sideline right after that play, too, and just kind of weird after he caught the ball what he was doing with it. But, I mean, obviously it was a big play.
Yeah, it seemed like he was okay in the locker room, just based off of like how he was talking with us. He didn't seem like he was in pain or anything, but maybe we'll have to, follow up and see how that goes for him. But he said that on the final play, he said like literally everyone bailed out. It was wide open. He said that wasn't a smart choice. But Justin also gave some more clarification on that play. It was just something that they had been running, he said, all the way back to training camp. And so when they were running it, he can go back to the bank of all those reps that they had together and just ultimately deliver the football to a wide open DJ Moore. So, guys, when we think about, we were at training camp a lot of the times over the summer, there's a lot of those deep in routes in the middle of the field. That's got to be somewhat very similar to what DJ Moore ran on this final play to get open and ultimately put Cairo Santos well within his field goal range. So, yeah, he just said that, it was just wide open, said it wasn't a smart choice on the Vikings part, and the Bears, Justin Fields, were able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, I mean, they put a playmaker on this team in DJ Moore, and so far this season he has 70 catches for 1,003 yards and 6 touchdowns on the year. So one playmaker, maybe they get another in the draft. We'll see. Nick, sticking with the defense, I really felt, we were talking a lot about Gervon Dexter, how much he seemed to flash during the game. We just keep looking for answers on that defensive line, and I feel like they're at the very least starting to build some solid rotational pieces, if not guys with a little bit of potential.
Yeah, I think you're seeing that. I mean, you saw Montez Sweat get, a sack in this game. You saw, Gervon Dexter almost get that first career sack himself, but, didn't finish the play on Joshua Dobbs, who is hard to bring down. So I think the Bears are finding, things that are starting to work here. And obviously, I think it has gotten a little bit better each game. But I know again, those rotations, you want to see Montez Sweat in there on those crucial downs at all times. Ryan Poles had, the conversation, Matt Eberflus about that. So you definitely want to see them in crucial downs, but I think you're starting to see what is the benefit of having fresh bodies out there rushing after the quarterback, because, for most of this game, you guys, the defense dominated. Joshua Dobbs was not able to have the day he wanted to have. They weren't able to get the running game going until that final touchdown drive. So I think that the defense has really been, doing some good things. And TJ Edwards said, he was asked, what's kind of the cause of this? He just said it was belief. Knowing that we are playmakers, we can be in the right spots, and ultimately we can create turnovers. I think it's 7 technically from the defense in the last 2 games. The special teams one. So, they're creating a lot of turnovers, you guys. And it's really nice to see.
Nicholas Moreano from U.S. Bank Stadium. Anything else, Hoge?
No, I mean, unless you got anything, Nick.
I think. Yeah, I just also you're curious about Jaylen Johnson. I think every game is an indictment on whether or not he's going to get paid. And I thought he had a great game.
By the way, that's what every game is for every player.
Right, but it's, money on the table time more than ever for Jaylen Johnson right now.
Yeah.
Hoge, be quiet. I'm talking to Nick. So, I thought Jaylen had a great game, but all anybody's going to remember is the drop pick 6. So, how do you balance that when you're evaluating Jaylen Johnson?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's putting himself in the position. He's reading the routes. He's doing everything he literally needs to do except for, catch the ball. And I caught him right after, what should have been a clear pick 6, you guys. He just kind of got down, really low to the ground. It just seemed like he was just going like this, kind of like, okay, I need to, just, I don't know, connect both my, my thumbs and my pointer fingers here. This is what I need to do. And even out right before we were able to actually go into the locker room, he came out of the locker room, sat down, and was just FaceTiming somebody. We couldn't see exactly who, but he also made a comment in the locker room, man, I just had that pick 6. Yes, there have been a couple of opportunities now for Jaylen Johnson, but we are seeing him now put himself more in these positions. And he did get an interception in this game. I think people are going to forget about that because he dropped the pick 6. But we're seeing Jaylen Johnson now just in better positions. There used to be times where, Jaylen Johnson wasn't really even seeing the football. Now, if quarterbacks want to test him, he just needs to capitalize on it by catching the football. And we're just seeing more and more of those opportunities. I think that's a credit to Johnson for doing his homework, putting himself in those positions in the first place.
Nick, good stuff, brother. Adam beat
Appreciate
me in
you guys.
Adam beat me in ping pong tonight, 21-10. It was a legitimate score, and I got my ass kicked, Nick. But don't worry about it. You were up there just living the life while we were down here slumming, playing ping pong.
Yep.
Hey, we have the holiday party coming up. We'll have to all play some ping pong, so that'll be a good time.
Yeah, I don't know if that tournament's happening again, but if it is, I am in it to win it.
Oh, the tournament's happening. You bet your sweet Bippy.
I'd be honored to make the Final Four. That's my goal.
And breaking news, we just hit 34,000 followers on our CHGO Bears Twitter account, the Walter Payton.
Nice.
Let's go.
For all of your hard work, all of you guys.
Does that mean that we get to sing Peyton's Super Bowl Shuffle?
But also, how many did Carm lose on Twitter tonight?
We could sing about it, Nick, right? Should I sing about it, Nick?
Well, Nick's hanging out.
Oh, hi, Nick.
Wait, what happened? What did you do, Mark?
I said after the second fumble, anybody want to see Tyson Bagent for the last drive here? Just have a little fun here, Nick. It's not life or death when we're 3-8, is it? But
Four.
Well, now we're 4. At that point, we were 3, but now we're 4. So, some people might have told me to, I don't know what's the word, fuck off.
Whoa.
A couple people did tell you.
Oh, no, I got multiple fuck offs. Carm.
I almost got in there, too.
You troll. You loser. But I love them because,
I love you, Mark.
Yeah.
Nick, what's your review of U.S. Bank Stadium?
Oh, I mean, it's still my favorite. It's been my favorite even after going to SoFi. Herb Howard and I were just talking about like how great this place is. It really is. Except I will say it was like almost annoyingly loud, and it wasn't even like really the fans. It was just like the music and the intercom system. It was blaring today, and I think this, being Monday Night Football, I had never been here during a night game, so they just intensified everything. So, when the Vikings aren't scoring, the crowd's not really into it, and the only thing that's really going for them is this music system. I'm like, you know what, you guys are gonna lose this game because it's so annoying, and it ended up working out. But always a great time at US Bank Stadium. The food's always great, just the stadium itself, the atmosphere. It's awesome. The Bears just take this stadium. I think it was Jason Leisure who said this, like, take this stadium, you can keep the purple seats and just put it in Arlington Heights, and the Bears will take it.
What is it about this stadium that makes it a great stadium? No, but like, what really is about this stadium that they...
What just happened to you?
Are you doing a bit?
Yeah,
what is happening?
What was that?
He said leisure, and I was going into serious leisure.
You're doing the Jason Leisure.
Wow.
You got to work on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got scared.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I
I
guess
was like,
lines
wait.
up.
What's up yours?
There you go.
All right, Nick, good stuff. We'll see you back here in Chicago.
We all silly like the mayor.